I have COVID, but instead of canceling class today, I thought that I would take the opportunity to share a routine that we could do, or you could do if you have COVID. So today's practice is going to be a little bit slower, a little bit gentler, and a little more focused on just one topic than a lot of the other classes that we've had in the past. Also, uh, during the live recording of this class, my sweet neighbor Kevin took it upon himself to mow the lawn. And for a little behind the scenes, the camera and microphone are about 1 feet away from this big window that goes right to my front lawn. So there was a lawnmower right there. Anyways, the audio wasn't great, so I wanted to re-record this. Because of that, the practice might be a little bit different than what was happening in the live version, but I really hope you enjoy it. Okay, let's go ahead and start Qigong class today. Let's start by just connecting to our breath. So find a comfortable way to sit or to stand, not too tight, not too loose. Just allow yourself to tune in to the sensations of the breath. Just taking a couple of breaths. Just let go of what you can. And notice your body breathing in 3 dimensions. As you inhale, feel the front and the back expanding with the breath. Noticing any sounds in the room, the temperature, tuning into sensations. Now, let's take a few breaths in through the nose and then out through the mouth. Just nice and easy. One more time. In and out. Here we are. We're going to be focusing a lot on the lungs and the immune system today. Also, a little bit of the nasal passageway and working on the throat. Um, my COVID symptoms have been fatigue, a little brain fog, really sore throat, and congestion deep in the nasal passageways. At one point, I almost thought that I had a toothache because it had gone so far back, which I learned is a symptom of sinus congestion. Anyways, let's do a little bit of spinal cord breathing. So for this, we'll have our elbows up at about shoulder height. The fingers are closed over. You're gonna Pull the elbows back, open the chest, inhale and look up. Take a deep breath in, and then round forward and exhale. Now, because we're trying to clear out some pathogenic qi, as we exhale, we're going to open the hands and exhale through the mouth. Pathogenic qi is sometimes referred to as evil qi, qi with nefarious tendencies. Going nice and slow, improving flexibility and circulation in the spine. We're also helping to move the breath to different parts of the lungs so we can clear out any pathogens from all the nooks and crannies of the lungs. To get a little deeper, we're going to introduce a little twist. So go ahead and turn to your left. Inhale, and then round to the left. Again, exhaling through the mouth. Come up to the left, back to the center, and then exhale. And then we'll take it over to the right. Twisting to the right, deep breath, and round. Up to the right, back to the center, then we round. And over to the left, round to the left. Up left, back to center, and round forward. Over to the right. These twisting motions really help to wring out the spine and wring out the lungs. Sort of like you can imagine that your organs are sort of like a dirt, like a towel. And we twist it, wring it out, and then when we come back and breathe in, we're feeling a nice, like rinsing it with like nice clean water. Let's go one more time. Up and round forward and relax. Just pause for a moment. Just feel the sensations of the body. One way to help boost the immune system is through thymus tapping, which is sometimes called a G massage. So for this, what we'll do is we're going to just tap up and down the chest. This is really going to activate our thymus gland and help boost our immune system so that we can defend ourselves from the evil chi. Deep breath in, out through the mouth. If tapping feels a little bit too vigorous, you can also just rub on the chest. That's always a nice alternative to tapping. So I'm actually going to switch to this because it feels a little better for me right now. Then I'm going to take my fingertips and I'm going to rub back and forth underneath my collarbone. There's lung one and lung two right here. So this is also helping to improve the energy that's flowing to the lungs so that again we can defend ourselves and eject pathogenic qi. And now I'll take it over to the other side, fingertips just underneath the collarbone. If you notice a spot here that's a little bit tender, then you're probably in the right spot. Oftentimes these acupressure points, they feel a little tender or they'll manifest as like a little bit softer than the rest of the skin. And that's because there's a deficit of the energy flowing there. So by rubbing these points, we're helping to inflate them with the energy. Okay, now we can relax the hands. Again, take a deep breath in, out. Let's do a little heart to the sky and heart to the earth. So you can have palms together here by the heart. We're going to inhale, deep breath, heart to the sky. And exhale, heart to the earth. Sink the chest back. Make some space between the shoulder blades. And inhale. And exhale. One more time. Deep breath in and out. Heart to the sky, heart to the earth. It's excellent at moving the chi and the breath to the front and the backs of the lungs. So it's almost like the energy is like washing the, the lungs to the front and the back. And now let's activate the energy on our arms a little bit. So just slowly rub down the inside, the yin meridians, and then up the outside to the shoulder. And then let's go ahead and just give a little shoulder massage here. And then again, just down, tuning in to the sensations. When we tune into the sensations, it uses a different part of the brain than the part that thinks. And so it helps to sort of skip the thinking mind and helps us to get more grounded, more present, more in our bodies. One more time, down the yin meridians and then up the yang meridians. And then just right, nice little shoulder massage. And then we'll go over to the other side, going down and really tune in to the sensation, taking a little extra time on the shoulder, down the yin, up the yang meridians. Oof. Yeah, I am a little achy. It's no fun. It's no fun being sick. More healthy, more better. Okay, and we can now just relax, feel the sensations in the arms. So we've been working the breath to the front and the back. Now let's work the energy from the bottom up to the top, back down again. So we're going to wash the lungs this way. We're going to do that with Buddha holds up the earth. So for this, you'll have your palms face up, fingertips are roughly pointing towards each other. You're going to start the breath in the belly and then let the breath rise to from belly, ribs, chest. So we're going to inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Press through the thumbs, but keep the shoulders low and the elbows bent. Then we exhale. Chest, ribs, belly. Little pause in the breath. Then inhale. And press through the thumbs, but keep the elbows bent. And then we exhale. Little pause in the breath. Then inhale. Notice when you let the breath be still, let the mind be still. Inhaling, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, and belly. One more time. Now keep your right hand up and drop your left hand down so your palms are facing away. Now we're gonna press to the side, opening up the intercostals to still improve our breathing. Come back to center. Pinkies spiral towards you as the hands switch. And then we're going to inhale as we stretch to the side. Back to center. Pinkies towards us. And inhale. We're inhaling as we stretch to help expand and just give a little extra stretch, a little extra motivation to the intercostals, to the ribs. I don't know about you, but I like that feeling when my breath feels spacious, when my mind feels spacious. Breath has been proven again and again and again to be one of the most important pieces of living a long life, connected with all kinds of aspects of longevity. So the better our breathing, the better our health, the longer our life, and on and on and on with the benefits. Again. One more time, over to the right. And now go ahead and bring your left hand down. And we're going to do a little twist. Turning to look over that left shoulder. And a nice gentle twist over to the right. If you're doing this in a chair that doesn't have arms, also feel free to kind of twist and lean a little bit. This is also probably more the variation that you would do if you were standing. Exhale into the twist. Inhaling through center. This version might be a little bit harder to do if you're in a chair that doesn't have arms. I cheated today by picking a chair that doesn't have arms. The chair that I have that does have arms, it has wheels, and I didn't want to be scooting around all class. Just nice and easy. Back to center. Rest the back of the hands on the legs. Just again, tune in. Tune into the spine. Now we'll do a slightly different variation of heart to the sky, heart to the earth. This one I just learned a day or two ago, and it's pretty fun. So, and I have no idea what it's called. But if you feel free to think of a name and then send it in, and we will have named this Qigong. So for this, you kind of start out, I don't know, whatever you want to call this. And then bring your shoulders, you start with the shoulders and really roll them forward. And then you kind of drop the chin to the chest. So you're in this sort of like vulture position. And then you're gonna, again, start with the shoulders, roll the shoulders back and let that ripple out as you look up. Take a deep breath in. Again, starting with the shoulders, we roll forward and we exhale. Round the back. And shoulders up. It ripples out through the arms. Inhale. And exhale. Round forward into our vulture posture. You can see how this is also really moving. We're working the shoulders, but we're also really moving the air to the front and the back of the lungs again. One more time. And relax. Nice work. I'm noticing that that one kind of worked my shoulders a little bit, my traps. So why don't we go ahead and do a little stretch for those two. So we're going to do dragon stretches its tail. So for this, go ahead and have your hands over to the left. Your gaze is in this top left palm. The bottom hand is not really doing much here. And we're going to turn the palms away, press, spread the feathers, and then slowly turn and look over the opposite shoulder. Hold the stretch for a moment. To make it more intense, you can spread your fingers and really extend. Less intense, fingers not spread, arm not as extended. So we're going to inhale as we turn the palms towards us, bring the hands in, gaze at that top palm. Exhale and press. And just flow with your breath. In and out. Moving at your own pace. Releasing the lines of tension in the trapezius, place where we so often just chronically hold tension. As we release the tension in the trapezius and in the shoulders, it also helps to improve the flow of energy all the way to the fingertips. And, and one more time to this side. And relax the hands down. Pause for a moment and notice the difference between the left and right arm and shoulder. Maybe you notice there is no difference. Interesting. And now we'll do it over to the right. Gazing at that top palm. We're going to turn away, exhale, press, looking over the opposite shoulder. Hold for a few breaths. And inhale, palms turn towards us. Gaze at that top palm. Exhale, push. Push away the pathogenic chi. Inhale, nice, fresh, clean chi. Beneficial chi. I don't know what you call that yet. Flowing with your breath at your own pace. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. One more time. Press and relax. Now, again, pause, notice, feel. What's the difference or similarities between the sensation in the arm, neck, shoulders? Ah. So now we're gonna do a little bit of work for the legs. Although that's a little bit more challenging to do while we're sitting down. But as you know how the shoulders are like a super highway for your energy pathways, so are your knees. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna help to improve the circulation of a lot of like this the stomach, the liver, the kidneys, all these meridians that flow down to the toes. We're gonna do this by just slapping, or if slapping feels too invigorating, then you can also just gently rub. But I'm gonna just gently tap and slap on the sides of the knee. And then I'm gonna tap a little more towards the front. So this is more on the sides of the kneecap. It's not directly on the front, still on the sides kind of, but more towards the front. And then more towards the back. So for this, my fingers are kind of coming in like this to really get the back of the knee. To the middle, to the front, the back, and relax. Now I'll take it over to the right. Knocking on the sides. Might be asking, why are we working on things like the stomach and the liver and the kidneys when I said we were going to work on the lungs? To the front, to the knee. What? That's because our body is one organism. So the more that all of it is working in harmony, the more every piece of ourselves is going to be able to support every other piece. To the back of the knee, like all the different little spokes. I don't know what you call them. Those things on a water wheel that catch the water, you know? Think of each one of those as one of your organs. So the stronger those are, the healthier they are. To the sides of the knee, the more that wheel's going to be able to carry fresh, rejuvenating energy and better health to the front of the knee. Does that make sense? Good. I hope you said yes. One more time to the back of the knee. And relax. Nicely done. Speaking of the kidneys, they tend to get really drained and uh, depleted when we're sick. So let's go ahead and warm up the kidneys a little bit. Um, for this, you'll want to scoot forward in your chair a little. I'm actually going to stand up so you can kind of see, but my hands are just on my back like this. And we're just going to rub up and down the back just to bring a little bit of heat to the kidneys. Heat is energy. So we're just going to help warm them up so that our internal batteries are charged up and that we have enough energy to fend off evil chi. Oh, bring the hands back, relax, and just feel. Let's go ahead and interlock our fingers. Thumbs are up. Now bring the hands around so the hands are on the back of your head. And then use your thumbs to massage around the base of the skull, where the neck meets the skull. Going up and down. This is something that you can do if you're laying in bed. Just moving the thumbs around to wherever feels like it could use a little attention. And then we're going to come up and going to use your thumbs. You're going to place your thumb right behind the ear, and you're going to do this on both sides. But I'm going to show you just on one side. So press your thumb against the side of the ear, and then you're going to draw it down to the jaw, and then along the bottom, just the inside of the jaw. You can also do this with the first knuckle. If you want to get that's a little more poignant. This is really great to do anytime that you're getting a cold, anytime you're getting sick. Then go ahead and just open your hands and we're just going to rub down the neck a little bit. And relax. So now we're going to go into one of our flows that's quite nourishing um, for for throat issues. Um, and so I'm not sure how much the microphone is going to pick this, but this is going to involve some humming. Mm. And that humming is really going to help to vibrate and kind of jiggle out any pathogenic chi or any blockages, just loosen them up, almost like a little gentle internal earthquake for health. Okay, so for this, what we'll do is we're going to start out like a mummy. So your hands are touching your shoulders, arms crossed, and we're going to just take a little bow. So we're starting out with this little mummy posture. We're going to lift the chin and the elbows up so they're parallel to the ground. And then we open like so. Looking up. Then we bring in fresh new energy across the arms, touch the shoulders, and then we bow. Coming up. Now this is when we hum. Mm. Then we bring in fresh, new chi. Take a little bow, little rest. And chin and elbows come up. And when we're opening up like this and you're humming, imagine that you're just sending out. Look at all this space that we're making to eject and get rid of anything that's hindering our health. And then we just bring in fresh new health. Be mindful of the way that your palms are facing, because here we want them kind of facing towards us, because the palms are directing energy as well. Touch the shoulders and take a bow. Yeah. We come up and open. Gathering energy. Allow your breath to just be relaxed, natural. Mm. Opening up to our highest potential, gathering the blessings of that potential, and taking a bow to our higher selves, opening up to the prospect of having the humility to heal, letting go of the ideas that we'll always be sick or oh, life will always be like this. Change is ever present. We bow to that fact. And we open up to feel the sun on our skin. Up. Mm. This time coming in nice and slow. Just pause here for a moment. Relax the hands down. Now we'll work to center our energy. We're going to center our energy from the sides and the front. I would do it from the back as well, but that's a little tough to do with the back of a chair behind us. use this as a reminder that even when we're feeling alone and sick, uh, there, the universe, there's all these resources that we have around ourselves. We don't have to just tough it out. We can call on friends, hopefully. So let's go ahead and we're going to start over to the left, coming over, inhaling. The palm faces towards us as we send waves of relaxation through the head, the neck, and the chest to the belly. Then hold the hand over the belly and over to the right. Palm faces up as we inhale. Palm faces towards us as we exhale, sinking this energy down, smoothing out our energy field. You can also play around with what it feels like if the hand is in front, or maybe the hand comes down more on the side. You can also, it's perfectly all right if you're feeling fatigued to make this movement very small. Maybe, maybe for you it just looks like this. That's okay. Whatever you can do, it's okay. Last one to the side. We'll take it to the front. Inhaling, exhaling. We offer our blessings to the universe, and we receive blessings in return. Inhaling and exhaling as waves of comfort and relaxation flow through the body. For this last one, let's go ahead and come forward with both hands. Now, see if you can float away up and then feel like you're pulling down better health, maybe a beam of light. And we're just going to hold it here at the crown of the head. Relax the shoulders, jaw is comfy. We're just going to hold some energy here at the head. We're going to come down to the temples, send some energy to the temples. Feel this energy moving all the way from palm to palm. And we're going to drop the fingers down and we're going to send this energy into the eyes. It's said to be a little more effective if your eyes are open while we do this. Drop the hands down a little bit. Going to send some energy to the nose and to the nasal passages. Now we open the mouth slightly and hold the hands in front of the mouth. Just sending some energy to the tongue and the cheeks and the teeth, to the uvula, and then down to the throat. This part of my body needs a lot of help right now. And then fingers point towards each other if you can, holding the hands in front of those lung points right below the collarbones. Drop them down a little bit more to the heart, a little lower to the solar plexus, a little lower to the sides of the belly. Hands aren't touching. And then we can bring the hands over. Hands are on the navel or a little bit below. If you're in a chair, this is a great opportunity to just lean back and just let's take a deep breath in and relax the hands. Great work today. Thank you so much for showing up for yourself, for investing in your health, and for sharing this practice with me. Know that you have just done something tremendously beneficial for your health. You have just done healthcare for yourself. So, good work today. For today's meditation, I thought we would practice a little bit of the inner smile. This is where we send just a little bit of kindness, a little empathy to ourselves and to different parts of our body. So, for today's meditation, I invite you to sit comfortably, not too tight, not too loose. Again, just taking 2 or 3 breaths, just let go what you can. The first part of the body that we're going to be sending a little loving awareness to, a little smile to, it's going to be to the lungs. Personally, I find this meditation to be easier to visualize if my eyes are closed. I invite you to do the same if that resonates with you. And as always, if it doesn't, then whatever and do whatever works for you. So for this, also, I'm going to just take my hands, clasp them, and just have them resting in my lap. And I'm going to sit back so I'm nice and comfy. Now, so the eyes closed, I invite you to just gently lift the corners of your lips. And as you relax them, imagine that as the corners of the cheeks relax, that you send the essence of that smile to the lungs. And again, we inhale, gently lift the corners of the lips. And as we exhale and relax, we send that loving awareness to the lungs. This is the practice. Flowing at your own pace. how grateful I am for these lungs. Thank you for all these many breaths, all these breaths yet to come. Gentle smile of gratitude. We sink that gratitude into the lungs. One more time. In and relax down. Next, we'll send some smiles much deeper into the torso, all the way to the kidneys. If you want, you can have one cheek go to one kidney and one cheek go to the other kidney. I guess you could have done that with your lungs too. I have COVID, I'm not thinking straight. Anyways, so again, gently lift the corners of the lips as we inhale, and then as we relax everything, we send that smile to the lung or to the kidneys, flowing with your breath. Thank you, kidneys, for filtering my blood. Thank you for helping me to have strong bones. Thank you for helping me to have energy, the energy required to be healthy, protect myself. Gently lift the corners of the lips. Exhale and send the energy down, down, down. If you'd like to imagine colors, perhaps you imagine the color of the smile you're sending is blue, like the water under a clear blue sky, shimmering. Thank you, kidneys, for tirelessly working on my behalf. One more smile for the kidneys. Nicely done. Next, we're going to send some energy and smiles to the liver. Liver is on your right side, underneath your right ribs. So I'll show you on your mirror image. It's right about here or so. So, and if you like to visualize colors, I'd invite you to imagine the color of bright green. Like you can imagine the color of sun shining through, a forest canopy and a nice summer day or spring day. So we inhale, gently lift the corners of the lips. Exhale, sink that smile down to the liver. Thank you for helping me to be healthy. Thank you for helping to make sure that my blood is running clean. Thank you for making sure that any food or beverage I consume is filtered and that I can process it and nourish myself. Inhale, corners of the lips lit. Exhale, sink the energy down. One more to the liver. Next, we'll send a little bit of energy and smiles to the heart. So inhale, relax the smile down and sink the energy, inviting it into the heart. If you'd like to envision colors, you can imagine a nice, bright red. If red is feeling a little too hot, a little too intense, it might be easier to imagine perhaps pink. Thank you to this heart. Thank you for working tirelessly on my behalf. Thank you for helping to circulate everything inside of me. Thank you for this capacity to feel compassion. Thank you for this capacity to feel this connection to nature, to all my fellow human beings and pets and little woodland creatures. Thank you for helping me learn how to love. One more for the heart. Inhale, little smile. Exhale, you sink the energy down. Nice work. Lastly, we'll send a little bit of, well, second to lastly, we'll send a little bit of energy to the stomach and to the spleen. Those are located under the ribs on your left side. So mirror image of that would be right about here or so, kind of here-ish. So we'll inhale. The color is yellow, like the petals of a radiant sunflower. Inhale and exhale down. Thank you to the stomach for helping me to digest my food, my thoughts, and my circumstances. Thank you for offering me the unique perspectives your intelligence, innate intelligence, holds and carries. Thank you for working tirelessly on my behalf. Exhale. We send the energy to the stomach and spleen. Inhale with a gentle smile. One more time. Inhale. And we exhale and send that smile down to the stomach. Lastly, we'll send a little smile throughout the whole body via the triple burner. So for this, it'll be a little bit different. For this, what we'll do is you're going to imagine a bright purple, magenta, violet light, perhaps. And as you sink the smile down, go ahead and, if you can, imagine sinking it from above your head, or it's okay if it's just from here. Then we're just gonna wash the entire body with it and sink it down into the earth. Okay, so let's give it a try. So we smile, inhaling, and then we sink this rejuvenating energy to our whole system. Thank you to this body and to this world for allowing me to be part of you. Just one more time, inhaling and exhaling down, 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 down. Well done. Again, thank you so much for taking this time to show up for yourself, to invest in yourself. The stronger we each are in ourselves, the more we're able to help others. So it's important. Good job today. All right. I'll see you next time.